Hello, water signs. This is your lunar reading for March 20th, 21st. We have a full moon in Libra happening right around the time of the spring equinox. So it's a time of completion and it's a time of new beginnings. It's a time of releasing the past and also sowing seeds for the future and taking action. If you like this reading, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell for notifications. I will be doing a love reading for each of the signs at the end of the month for April 2019. I've shuffled your cards, I've meditated on your energy, so let's get started. This is you. It's the Two of Discs. It's somebody who's juggling a lot of responsibilities effectively. It's upright, so it's something that you're doing with a lot of skill and grace. You have a lot of balls in the air, you have a lot of responsibilities, but somehow you're able to bring an element of balance to your juggling. So you're successful in this. But this card has a lot to do with just like the mundane, the minutia, your to-do list, all of the things that, all of the responsibilities that you have in your life at the moment, the day-to-day stuff. This is the context. This has to do with healing, creating a space where you can process information and integrate it and heal and move forward. And this is blocked somehow, possibly by all of the responsibilities, possibly by your to-do list. So needing to take some time to heal and to integrate everything that you've learned from the past cycle. This is the obstacle. So processing some grief. There's some grief that's happening here. Some feelings of loss, some feelings of disappointment. It's sort of standing in the way of your healing. And it might be something that you need to focus on. And like I said, set aside some time to integrate what you've experienced, so that you can process and resolve some of the feelings of loss and disappointment or grief that you have been experiencing recently. This is your root or your body or the foundation. It's the Four of Swords. And sorry, I haven't been mentioning the cards. This is the Two of Discs. This is the Star reversed. This is the Five of Cups reversed. And this is the Four of Swords reversed. So again, this is about a need to create a space where you can basically cleanse and meditate and process your emotions and your thoughts. This woman has entered into this highly powerful pyramidal shape or space, much like the pyrite pyramid here. And she has essentially created a space for herself so that she can cleanse her chakras. And there is a need to do this. It's in the reverse, so I feel like it's blocked. It's something that needs to happen but hasn't happened yet. This is your past. It's the Ten of Swords. It's a final letting go. So what I'm seeing here is that you've gone through something, you know, something major. You've let something go, some old identity or some fundamental belief, some fundamental idea that you've held very strongly to, or that has served you, that's served as your sort of foundation. You've let go of that, you've sort of shed that, some sort of final letting go in the past, and a need to integrate, a need to create a space where you can process what's happened before and process the feelings of loss that you might be experiencing around that. This is the future. I see that you will be successful with this progression here of letting, you've let go of something. There's a need to integrate what you've experienced, what you've learned. There's a need to become aware of your feelings and to process and resolve your feelings. And I see that you will be successful. It's the Priestess of Discs in your future. This is a person who's very grounded in earth energy, very motherly. It's much like the Empress card. She also has deep insight and deep psychic awareness, and is very connected to all things practical and tangible and grounded and earthly. Yeah, you can see she's in a yogic pose, and she has this sort of third eye insight or connection, and she has, you know, her baby with her. She's everything is very fertile around her. Um, so yeah, this might be a key to your success here. Um, Getting grounded in source energy, getting grounded in earth energy, doing those things that help you to do that, basically. So doing yoga, hiking, getting connected with nature, eating good food, taking very healing baths. This is how you see yourself. Fast moving energy that has to do with communication or moving on, traveling. Yeah, maybe you see yourself as moving very fast at this moment. This could be connected with, and it probably is connected with, all of the things that you have to do in your day-to-day life. Like, I have so much to do. I have so many arrows extended, headed out in the same direction, like just very focused, very fast-moving, very fiery. A lot to do, a lot to take care of, a lot to talk about, a lot to communicate about. I think that you have a lot of energy focused in the here and now, and just taking care of the basics, taking care of the facts, taking care of the to-do list. And so it might be standing in the way of sort of working through some of this deeper, more like spiritual work that you have to do. It's sometimes hard to shift between the two realities, right? The very practical, tangible reality of your day-to-day life, and then doing, like, creating the space to do some of this emotional work, this deeper spiritual emotional work. It's kind of hard to shift between the two. At least I find it is. This is in your hopes and your fears. It's the Two of Wands. So it's a desire to have support, really. It's desire to learn how to generate your energy effectively, and to have some sort of support from people that you know have gone before, who've done it, who have mastered it. This is a card of receiving messages from your ancestors on how to make fire. You have a young woman in this card. It's a Two of Wands, if I didn't mention. You have a young woman in this card who is receptive and who is receiving the message. And you have an ancestor who's instructing, who's teaching, who's giving the message. So it's a card of giving and receiving, and creating a space of receptivity so that you can receive the message that you need to receive about something essential that you need to do or that you want to do. So I see that you want to receive that message, but you're also fearing that message. Maybe not fearing the message, but, like, I don't know, there's some resistance to really getting yourself in the space where you can receive the message. All right, this is what you think about it all. Hello. It's the Eight of Cups. And this is a very emotional card. It's about going deep and experiencing your emotions, all of your emotions, in a very deep way. I think you know what you need to do. I think you're aware that you have these emotions that are very deep, that need to be cared for and tended to. And I think that you know what you need to do. So we see, if we look at this progression here, you understand that you have these emotions that you need to process. They're there. You're aware of them. Intellectually, you understand. However, you're dealing with a lot right now. You're juggling quite a bit in your day-to-day life. And that's where your focus and your heart energy is at this time. It's just taking care of the basics. which is so important, especially if you're dealing with a lot of emotional stuff. Taking care of the basics, number one. And then your foundation is really this need to create a space where you can get centered, get focused. It needs to be a very structured, strong, balanced place so that you can do the work that you need to do. This is what's in your house. You have the support of your community. You're about to give birth to something new. It's the end of something. It's the beginning of something new, quite like the full moon and the spring equinox happening at the same time. And you have the support of your community. So that's positive. That's in your house. That's the energy that's surrounding you. You have the support that you need to do this work. And then this is the outcome. We have the Two of Swords reversed. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Sun of Discs reversed. And we have the Eight of Discs. Okay, we didn't have a major arcana in the outcome, but we do have 4 cards in the minor arcana in the outcome. So let's just read those. So the Two of Swords is very similar to the Four of Swords. The Two of Swords reversed is like, okay, you're handling your responsibilities, you got your balls in the air, you're doing a good job of taking care of the mundane minutia, the to-do list, but you're mentally off balance. Something needs to be integrated in the mental realm, and you're experiencing an imbalance here. However, you know how to use your energy very effectively. You know how to cultivate, you know how to retain, you know how to distribute your energy in a masterful way. You have a lot of flames out and about, but you are an effective, you are effectively using your energy. You are a master of your own energy. You are a master of your kundalini energy, your libido. This is very connected to this Two of Wands over here. I feel like you have more to learn there. There's a message that wants to come through regarding how you use your energy. And then we have the Sun of Discs reversed, and this is a lack of focus. And then we have the Eight of Discs. This is much like the Ten of Discs. It's really doing your work, practicing your craft, practicing your art, practicing whatever it is that you do with others in a very harmonious, supportive way. You see, each of these women are engaged in their own work. Somebody's creating pottery, somebody's weaving, somebody's beading. They all have their own talents and skills, and they're doing this work together. I think this is probably one of the keys to your success through this cycle. All right, let's pull an approach card or an advice card. Let's get some clarification around this reading for Pisces. What we want here is how Pisces can move forward through this cycle in a successful way. What approach should Pisces take through this full moon cycle? I should say that if you look back at your new moon reading at the beginning of March, the takeaway from that was a really deep reading, by the way. It was really sort of mystical and like typically Piscean and typically new moon in Pisces. But the takeaway from that was gratitude. Like the tool that you could use to move through the new moon cycle was meditating on all that you have and practicing gratitude. So we're looking for something similar here. This is your approach. Antelope, contrary. Let's read that. I think the antelope is about taking action, if I remember correctly. But let's take a look at what the contrary antelope means. Yep, it's about action. Contrary antelope is a signal that you are not listening and not acting on the will of Great Spirit. You may be taking more than your share. Antelope medicine in the contrary makes you crazy and quarrelsome. You will certainly be indecisive and not know what direction to turn. You might be lying to yourself and others. Stop lying, even if you think it will get you off the hook. Contrary antelope will trip you at every turn. Quit being so conventional and following others all the time. Take your own authority. Let Antelope's heart beat strong in you, and you will know the way. But as always, the message is do it. The fear of the unknown subsides once action begins. Contrary Antelope may also be telling you that a decision to start is now necessary. The main element in procrastination is lack of conviction. To honor your chosen destiny is to honor your commitment to doing what you proclaim you are doing. Walking your talk is the essence of antelope people. Talking your walk is contrary antelope personified. To write contrary antelope, 3 steps are necessary. Have the desire to do something. Make the firm decision to begin that action. Do it. That's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so I don't know. I think that's kind of speaking to some of the resistance that we're seeing in this reading. To getting into this space where you can process this experience that you've had in the past of letting go of something deep and important to you, and also the feelings of loss that you might have around that, and really creating a space where you can do that, where you can heal, you can process and integrate. Remember that you have the support of others and rely on the support of others. There is, I think what Antelope Contrary is speaking to is just this lack of focus that we're seeing here, this lack of mental balance. And it's just something to be aware of. You are wanting to receive some sort of message and to enter into this receptive mode where you can really not just process this emotion, but receive this important message that you need to receive, whatever it is, about managing your energy, about harnessing your energy, about deploying your energy into the world. But I do sense throughout this entire reading that there is a resistance to acting, to walking your talk. Or is that right? Talking your walk? Walking your talk, yeah. To just doing it, to getting into the space where you can move forward and process some of this stuff. So let's pull another card of advice. And some clear advice for Pisces for the full moon. Ooh, possum reversed. Possum. 23. Possum is about diversion. In the reversed position, Possum may be warning you against getting caught in the high drama of your life's present scenario. So yeah, sort of being stuck in the everyday, day-to-day minutia of your to-do list or your responsibilities. Close your eyes and dramatize may keep you from seeing the truth of a situation. You may buy into melodrama in yourself or others. You might as well play dead if you are justifying what you're doing with a tragic victim routine. If this concept does not apply to your situation, take a look at the possibility that you may have recently been giving excuses for why you don't want to do something instead of telling the truth. Okay. Yeah, so just making excuses about not wanting to do this work that you need to do in order to step into your power, essentially. In fearing to hurt someone's feelings, you may have trapped yourself in a justification pattern. I'm too sick. I'm too poor, I'm watching my weight, I'm too short, tall, sad, busy, tired, etc. In having to defend yourself with excuses, you may have lost the point. You don't have to defend your right to be. The exercise is in learning to politely say that something would not be appropriate for you at this time. That's all. You owe no one an excuse. Learn to imitate Possum and play dead in the sense that the best strategy is no defense. In assuming the viewpoint of no defense, you have chosen the right to be who and what you are with no games involved. And I think that's key. You know, one of the main lessons of the full moon in Libra is to watch your commitments. Watch the commitments that you make to others. Watch how you extend your energy to others. Is it serving you? Are you maintaining appropriate boundaries for yourself? Are you, the commitments that you make, are they in line with your greatest good? Are they in line with the healing process that you need to engage with? Are you creating space for yourself to heal? Watch your commitment to others, watch your commitments to yourself, and make sure those are in balance. The proper use of diversion is to know when you do not need to use diversion at all. You owe no one an excuse for how you feel or what you choose to experience. All right, water signs, that was your lunar reading for the full moon in Libra. I'm wishing you a beautiful spring equinox. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at LunaSync. And if you like this reading, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell so that you can get notifications regarding readings in the future. I will be doing a love reading for all of the signs at the end of March for April 2019, so be sure to tune in for those. And until next time, have a beautiful week.